Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to all of us who are joining here from India. And good morning to those who are joining from Europe. My name is Samrat Kumar. On behalf of Euraxess India, I would like to welcome you all to the 2020 Euraxess India Science Slam Finals. Well, let me say that this event already started back in August when we reached out to all young scientists across India and invited them to participate in the competition. Now, out of the many, Somalia, please, could you close the slide? It's one can see the entire slide. Yeah, thank you. So we reached out to all across India and asked them to send us in a video and describe us your research, your slam in a funny and entertaining way. And from all these entries we received, we selected the 4 best. And these 4 are today here with us to basically compete or showcase their slam and become the winner of this Science Slam competition. Now, before we jump into the live finals, let me take the opportunity to welcome our main guests and the jury members of this year's Science Slam edition. First of all, I would like to give a heartiest welcome to His Excellency, Mr. Milan Hovorka, the Ambassador of the Czech Republic, India.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Ambassador, we're so happy that you're joining us today on this Saturday afternoon.
Pleasure's mine.
Next, let me welcome Ms. Tanya Friedrich. She's the head of the Research Innovation section at the European delegation here in New Delhi. Tanya, you have been with the Science Slam since many years. We're happy that you're also joining the 2020 edition. Next, I would like to welcome Ms. Anvesha Majumdar. She's the Chief Representative Officer of Nufigneso. Nufigneso is a partner of the Science Slam, as is the Czech Republic, the embassy, and also, of course, the EU delegation. Anvesha, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Samrat.
I'm not sure if Harini Kalamur from Cactus Communication has arrived, but she's also part of the jury today. So a warm welcome to her if she has arrived. If not, we will welcome her again a bit later. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Smita Jain. She's the Executive Director of India Bioscience. Smita, you've also been part of the Science Slam since some years, and we're happy that this year you also can join us in the jury. Welcome, Smita.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to welcome Milan Dostal. He's the science counselor at the Czech Embassy. Milan, welcome. Thank you so much for all the support the embassy has given us today. And of course, we're very happy to have you with us.
Thank you, Samrat. The pleasure is on my side.
And I know you postponed your vacation for us, so thanks for that. But it's worth it, I'm sure. And next, I'd like to welcome, of course, our old good colleague, friend, Dr. Vivek Dham. He's been also with the Science Slam for a long time. Vivek is the senior advisor at the Research Innovation section at the EU delegation. Vivek, what to say? Thanks for always being there and supporting us.
Thank you, Samrat, and it is always pleasure. It is my 5th or 6th Slam now, and it is always fun. Means one of the best event we have in the year. And we thoroughly enjoys this. So all the best and all the best to all your team.
Thank you so much, Vivek. And last but not least, our dear friend and colleague, Dr. Praveen Kumar. He's assistant professor at the IICS Kolkata and the chair of the Marie Curie Alumni Association, the Indian chapter. And Praveen, you also know the Science Slam very well. You have been always supportive throughout the years. Welcome to the jury, Praveen.
Thank you, Dr. Samrat. I hope to continue this in future as well.
Thanks, Praveen. And of course, this Science Slam is nothing without its main people, of course. First of all, our dear moderators who will be, entertaining and guiding us through this afternoon. First, I would like to welcome Professor Arnab Bhattacharya. Arnab, I don't need to introduce to everyone. He's really the backbone of the Science Slam since its very beginning. Arnab is a professor at the Tata Institute in Mumbai. He's also the host of the Popular Science Interaction Forum, Chai and Wai. Arnab, welcome to the event.
Hi, welcome everyone. It's going to be a fun afternoon.
Great. And of course, I'd like to welcome Priyanka Das Gupta. She's also connected to the Science Slam since many years in different capacities. She's right now in CERN, Geneva, working as a communication and marketing fellow. And Priyanka is also one of our winners of the past of the 2017 edition of the Science Slam. Welcome, Priyanka.
Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to the exciting day.
Yeah, us too. And nothing, this Science Slam is nothing without its main actors. And who are they? These are our Fab Four, the 4 finalists. Let me also give them a big welcome. I'll start in alphabetical order with Lamia Dohadwala. She is a PhD student at the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Mumbai. Lamia, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Samrat. I'm so glad to be here.
You're not excited? Are you excited?
I am, of course, definitely.
Of course. Okay, great. Yeah. No, it's really all of you have done a great job, and it's time now to come to this live finals and see who of you will be the.
It's going to be entertaining for sure.
For sure. Next, let me welcome Rohan Sharkar, PhD student at the Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, Kolkata. Rohan, show us.
Hi, Samrat.
Yeah.
Very glad to be here. Very excited too.
Yeah.
Just in case you remind me that.
Yeah, and you will get a better introduction from Priyanka and Arnab. I'm just doing like the formal one. We will do the formal introduction, okay? And the next we have the next finalist is Samia Silari, PhD student, CSIR National Institute of Oceanography in Goa. Samia, joining us.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, Samrat. Yeah, hi. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good. And last but not least, this is Uresh Kumar Soni, our 4th finalist, PhD student at Charotar University of Science and Technology in Gujarat. Uresh.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Samrat.
Yeah, great. Okay, so now this has been done, the introduction round. So you see there are many people connected with this Science Slam. And I would now, before we jump into the final show, I would kindly ask His Excellency, the Ambassador, to give the opening remarks of today's event.
Thank you so much, Samrat, for your introductory remarks and your warm welcome. Tanya, as always, I'm so happy to, if not meet you, at least to see you, esteemed members of the jury. We have 4 excellent finalists, young breed of research, fans of good entertainment. Namaskar, good evening to you all. And I'll tell you that I am truly pleased and honored to have the opportunity to join you at the Euraxess Science Slam India 2020 final, to which the Czech Republic is a proud partner country, and during which we will celebrate the excellence in research and communication, and will recognize achievements of those who bring them about. And at the outset, I would like to give my credit to all those who have invented this awesome platform, bringing young researchers from all over the world and linking them with science and research partners in Europe. But the way it is being done, it is so unique, as usually when people talk about science, they look very serious, and they have good reason for that. But this is not what we would like to see now. We would like to be entertained this evening. And this is the essence of the Euraxess Science Slam Talk, in which young researchers compete to promote their scientific thinking out of laboratories and research centers. And definitely they are tempted to do it in a manner which is funny, as well as easy to be understood, not only by professionals who can understand and appreciate what they talk about, but also by the general public. And I tell you honestly, I am so excited by this concept, as I believe that the content and the form have among themselves a deep relationship, and that everyone should be able to explain others what he is doing and what he is following. And today, in this trying coronavirus times, when people want to be properly enlightened about the pandemic, its roots and consequences, to be able to protect themselves and behave properly. The capacity to communicate is more relevant than ever before. By the way, I trust that all participants and their beloved ones are safe. And I tell you honestly, even ambassadors have to be able really to explain others what is the nature of so many issues of a political, economic, social, historical nature. And based on my way of conducting the art of diplomacy, the best way to do that is to engage in dialogue, connect with people, listen to them, create friendships, share emotions, be ready to narrow different kind of gaps and build common understanding of issues at hand. But coming back to today's entertaining moment, I am pleased to know that the review panel has selected 4 exceptionally talented young researchers who are keen to compete the title of the Euraxess Science Slammer India 2020. And guys, I would like to assure that I have taken time to watch your video submissions. And I am excited by your creativity, passion, and keenness to explore totally new horizons of your professional and private life. I noted that you come from Maharashtra, Gujarat, Goa, and West Bengal. 3 of those 3, definitely I visited all the 4 states. But talking about cities, 3 of them I had the privilege of visiting. Changa, not yet, but I look forward to visiting the university there at appropriate point in time. And I believe that maybe it's now to conclude, but before doing that, I would like to thank the Euraxess, which is the initiative of European research area for mobility, for that tremendous efforts they have deployed. And I tell you, and it comes very from the bottom of my heart, that this is a very, very powerful platform to promote jointly shared values of freedom, democracy, rule of law, respect for human rights. And I tell you that this initiative is yet another excellent example of how the European Union and the pan-European cooperation can be beneficial not only for those who are directly concerned, I mean European citizens, but also for the entire world. And the Czech Republic, as a proud member of the European Union, is taking active part in this kind of activities, enhancing student research and science mobility. And guys, I tell you, India has always played a very, very prominent role in these endeavors. And I am double happy that today more and more young Indians are willing to prepare for their professional lives and get a world-class skill in the Czech Republic. Okay, then I believe that now it's time really to stop. I wish all the 4 finalists every success and our remarkable audience enjoyable moments. Thank you so much for inviting me once again and for giving me the opportunity to address what apparently is going to be enriching and also a funny experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Very, very encouraging words. And you are saying it, you know, these are absolutely great talents. And we as a European initiative are so happy that we can showcase them here in front of a live audience. We are also on Facebook, and we will also keep on promoting the Science Slam as an excellent tool to reach out to young Indian scientists and also connect them with Europe. I also like to ask Tanya to share a few words with the finalists and the audience before we start. Tanya?
Right. Yes, thank you very much, Samrat, and the whole team for organizing this again. I was part of the Science Slam, which took place lively last year, and I have really vivid, very lively memories of it. And from the first minute to the last minute, I'm so happy to see Sanya again today, and she put the bar very high for the jury this year. So we will quickly go over to see the presentations of this year. That one thing I can say is that the common denominator is I'm really impressed with the actors' talents of the Indian scientists. I don't think that we would find that qualification of any scientist in Europe, maybe not anywhere in the world. So that already is worth and the fun part. The most important part is also an excellent way to promote science. And we need science more than ever. That has been shown in the during this pandemic and challenging times that we are experiencing. But Samrat, I think we all listen very carefully to our host today, Ambassador from Czechia, Milan, and I think what we could do is we could organize, instead of a science slam, a diplomacy slam, but maybe we wouldn't need that much deliberations. Definitely Milan would be the best ambassador among at least the 27, or if I can add my ambassador at EU level, among all ambassadors. Thank you so much for sharing your enthusiasm, your time with us. This is a very nice illustration of what we call these days Team Europe. And without further delay, I think it's time now to not put the the scientists under time and give them the floor to present what they have prepared for us. So looking forward very much, a pleasure to be here again, and I hope to be even part of it next year. It's such a great event. It's becoming a trademark, and your effort behind that, Samrat, is instrumental. Thank you very much, and looking forward to the real performances now.
Thank you, Tanya. Such nice, warm words. And I will get you back on this point that you will join next year. Wherever you are, you will join.
Exactly.
We'll make sure that to have you with us. Okay, now let's get ready. It's time, big time for the finals. And it's time to let them speak who have been actually the main actors. And I'll hand over now the mic and the floor to Arnab and Priyanka to get us now going on with the live finals. Thank you. Arnab, mic is yours.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks, Samrat. Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you, Ambassador. You have set the tempo. You've set the tone for what should be a fantastic afternoon today. Science is not that boring subject that you do in school. Right? Science is everywhere. Science is inside the cell in my body. Science is in a star in a galaxy far away. Science is just the world around us and what we make of it. And the Euraxess Science Slam is a perfect opportunity where we have young people, young at heart. We've had people who've been, professors participate in it. Young people make science exciting, make it fun, make it engaging. All these years, it was a very high energy event where we all got together and witnessed these slams live. We had the finalists perform. Unfortunately, we're not able to do that today. We were worried about, we didn't want a tiny virus to stop the Science Slam. We were absolutely sure we must do it. The show will go on. But how? Well, not everybody is guaranteed bandwidth. You never know when somebody's connection fails. So trying a live final was going to be very, very difficult. So we thought, oh, well, we will give our finalists the chance to make a video and send it. We'd evaluate the videos and we would showcase the videos and of course, engage the finalists with some question answer sessions during the, after the performance as in, the video. But this is still keeps the spirit of being fun, spirit of being engaging, entertaining. That's the thing. We want to get science out of the lab, out of the desk, wherever it's done, and into the public. And one of the greatest things about the Euraxess Science Slam is that science is also building bridges. It's building a community. It's building, the contestants are not just, people who are not known to each other, vying for some prize. They are collaborating, they're helping each other. And this is a spirit that we've seen every year, that the contestants remember, they found friends. And this is I see in the audience, I can recognize Anupama is there. I see Prabhahan, welcome. They're all finalists, winners of earlier times. Priyanka has joined us as a mentor after she won the prize. We have Shayoni here today. So it's a very nice community that has formed. And I think, after all, science is not equations and test tubes and things in labs. Science is done by humans, by people, and we together can make this world a better place through science. And we celebrate that through the Science Slam. So I'm not going to take much time between you and watching the performances of our finalists. The only thing I should say is that unlike earlier years where we had an audience poll, we actually depended on the audience who came to the event to tell us whom they thought was the winner. This year, the winner has been decided by the jury. So the jury has gone through the videos, the jury has looked at it and made up their minds about who the winner is. Of course, we will keep that till the end. You watch all the videos, the audience should make up their mind as well. And we will also have some fun, question answer sessions as well. But if there is anything in the world you need to convince yourself that science is not boring, this is it, the Science Slam. So let's get on with it. Priyanka, what do you say?
I completely agree, Arnab, and you couldn't have put it better. I mean, ever since 2017, I have been bit by this Science Slam bug. And as you can see, I am still under its effects. And not only that, I mean, it has not only the science that you get to learn, it's the four amazing other people, and the amazing other people you get to build a family with, a connection with. And it's just a very big, very nice, warm, welcoming family of people who love to discuss and communicate science. Yeah. But before we proceed on to our fantastic four, which is Lamia, Urvesh, Samia, and Rohan, who you've met briefly, but we'll get to know more about them as we proceed. And I'm quite excited for you all to find out more about them and their work through their slams. Let's just first hear a bit about one of our previous winners, Shayani Das, and hear how it's been for her.
Yeah, hi, thank you, Priyanka, thank you, Arnab, and it's been a pleasure being here again. And as rightly put by Tanya, so many glimpses have come back again, like regarding what happened last year during the same time. And maybe, yeah, I just have a small, it's a talk, but then I have few pictures to show, which will give you a more of a thing of what happened last year. So can I share the screen?
I hope you're not spilling some secrets from backstage.
No, wait, just a minute. But yeah.
So last year the finals were in Trivandrum, yes. And before that, we had a science communication workshop in Pune.
Yeah, that is what exactly I'm going to talk about.
Every year, actually, the Euraxess Science Slam has moved around the country. The year before that, the communication workshop was in Chandigarh. So we've been going around. Okay, all yours. I will not come in them.
Yeah. So yeah, I have been just asked to share my journey, like the story behind how I, like from being a lab researcher, how I went on to become the Euraxess Science Slammer last year. And I would say the journey just began by submitting a video like all of you did this year as well. But as you know, there's a huge difference between presenting your research through a video and presenting it live in front of a huge audience, because in video you can take n number of retakes and reshoots, which is not possible in the live performance. Well, all of the 5 finalists were really scared about how to go about performing it on stage, but then we got the opportunity of having this science communication, which is commonly called as communicating research out of the lab by Euraxess team, which was organized in Pune last year. And you can see how many participants we had in the science communication training. This is huge family over here. And yeah, this where we were the 5 finalists who were selected, and we started communicating and we bonded right from here, right from the Pune days. Well, there were many talks, and I think 2 very important events which took place in the science communication training, which actually helped us a lot. One, definitely Arnab and his presentation on how to give a bad talk. Well, if you have heard this presentation, then you'll exactly know what not to do in your presentation. And yeah, that is really, really helpful. Like each and every tip which he gives was really helpful to us. And the other very important thing which we had was by Mohit, who actually helped us in how to overcome our stage fear and how to communicate with the audience. And he called it communication a two-way street, which is indeed important. It's not about only us talking and we don't know what the audience is like. Are they catching up? Are they sleeping off? So it's very important that we communicate. And he actually made us play games on the stage. And not only the finalists, there were other from the audience as well who very actively participated in the games. We were also given this opportunity to give a glimpse or a trailer of what we are going to do on the finals. And accordingly, we were given suggestions, we were asked questions like sort of what is going to happen on the live finals day in Trivandrum. So I would definitely say that we learned a lot. And that is where from this person who in the video was an amateur video lead, I definitely converted myself into a confident slammer and a speaker with the help of the science communication training which we received in Pune. And I think all of my friends like Nishant and Anupma have also joined the webinar today, and they would completely agree to this fact. Well, from Pune, we went to Trivandrum, and this is the place where, so you can recognize Samrat here. And at that point of time, Jenny was also there coordinating with the Euraxess Science Slam. And this was the place in Trivandrum, Kerala, where our finals were held. It was on the 30th of November last year. And you can see it was a house full audience. And you can see Tanya over here sitting right here, and and we had a panel of judges, like we had 6 or 7 judges. And yes, it was a fun event where all the finalists, like all the slammers, basically were in action. These were all the slammers who were competing. Well, after this was obviously, as Arnab already said, are you going to leak out what's going to happen backstage? Well, not, because even we did not know what's going on. We were locked out in one room, and something was going on outside. And then we were again called on the stage, and that was the decision time, which was like the dhak moment. And you can see Samrat was like going to and fro, back and forth, but not telling who the winner is. And you can see the faces, like all our faces, how tensed we were. Like, come on, Samrat, now it's the time, you need to reveal it. And then he revealed, and I must say, like, the photographer did an excellent job of catching the expressions. Just look at this, and just immediately look at this, and like how beautifully captured the expressions. And yeah, I was then declared the Science Slammer 2019. Well, this is a picture which is very close to my heart, which has Samrat, Jenny, and Tanya. And this was the panel, all the finalists, all the judges, Samrat, Arnab. And yes, this was a family which I gained. And I think apart from the Science Slammer title, and of course the exciting trip to Europe, something which I gained is friends for a lifetime. This is like a community, as very rightly placed by Priyanka. Although I haven't met Priyanka like face to face, but I know I remember contacting her, Prabhahan, for like any help, any query. Even now I contact her regarding any college, universities in UK, and yeah, they are always there. So I'll just show you a few pictures. I know my presentation is full of pictures. Well, it's a fun time now, but yeah, this is a picture from Pune during our science communication training. And this girl over here is Geeta. I don't know if she has joined today. She was also a finalist from 2018, Euraxess Science Slam 2018. And she had come to like give us enthu and boost us. Well, even in, not only in Pune, even in Trivandrum, whatever little time we got out of the Science Slam, we just went out, explored the city. Whether be it a temple or a mall, we were always together. And this is the day, the Science Slam day, in the morning, when we were supposed to go to check out whether our presentations are working fine, is the stage okay, and just to shed our fears. And while we were waiting for the technician to arrive, which took some time, the only thing which we could do is click pictures, and that is what we did. We have like hundreds of pictures together, and yes, we really bonded well. And this picture is after the slam was done, and we were locked up in a room, as I said, and again we did not know what to do, and the only way out is click pictures. And that is exactly what we were doing there, although very tired, as it already seems, but we clicked. And this one photo, I would say, is very special, because I remember the night of the Science Slam, when the results were declared and everything was done. Till 2 a.m. in the night, we were chilling out in my room. And then suddenly we remember, okay, our hotel has a very good pool, and we did not even get the time to visit the pool area. And this is just the next morning, 6:30 a.m. So I think hardly we slept for 4 hours, and immediately we got up at 6:37 just to visit the pool and chill out at the poolside. So this is probably the last photo all 5 of us took together. And yeah, you can see how well all of us, although we were competitors, we were competing for the Science Slam title, but we bonded really well, and we have become friends for a lifetime, I would say. Something more about it is, of course, it will give you the big opportunity to build future collaborators and have very good potential scientific relations from all over the world, especially in Europe. And although because of the pandemic, I couldn't travel to Europe, like it was like not a very good situation, but these 5 people from all over Europe, I would say, very generously, wholeheartedly welcomed me to give talks in their universities. although not physically present there, they agreed that I could give seminars over a Zoom or something. And these two people, we have already started collaborating scientifically with Alex and Peter. And this lady, Lena Dauman, she actually called me into this group, like it's a seminar series called Breakfast with a Scientist. And I was supposed to give a talk and interact with students in her department. My talk was on my PhD research, which is tracking metals in biology, but it was actually followed by a short, although it was called a short impulse discussion, but it went on really long, discussing about science communication, which is what we are doing right now. So yeah, I'll just end about what science communication and how important it is. I think like scientists communicate more effectively, it is only then the science thrives. And I guess there can be science outreach, which we do, like experts or scientists talking to any non-scientific or in a mediocre normal audience, or it can be a science in reach where we have conferences, experts talking to experts, or whatever it is. I guess it's important because it will expose students and will excite them about how exciting science can be, and spark interest and enthusiasm, and encourage like young kids from schools to join science and support science education. And it will also help you being a scientist, because once you talk to kids or anyone else who is from a non-scientific background, their questions will definitely help improve your own understanding. So I guess I know there are like hundreds of more importance about science communication, but what I can think of are these two important things, like bring more and more people into science and also help develop your own understanding. Well, there can be very various modes of communication. It can be a traditional mode like a TV, a radio, or a newspaper, which is becoming obsolete these days. But more fun is this slam or an open day or a public lecture, like a face-to-face event, which we are having just right now. Or even the online interactions, like where you have blogs, websites, or Wikipedia pages, as well as social media these days playing its part in communicating science. So I won't take any more time, and I would just like wish all the 4 finalists of this year a very, very big good luck from my side. And I'm looking forward to having a very, very enjoyable and interesting evening today. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity again. Thank you.
Thanks, Shayuni. Now, I think at least the 4 contestants today know what they are missing because it's virtual, right? Hopefully you will catch up with this. Samrat, you need to organize something for us when this COVID thing gets over. We need to come back and, you know,
sure.
Fun.
I think Tanya, the ambassador, Mila, we will do something.
Yeah, and maybe we should just get them in next year so that we have a bigger, a bigger party next year, basically.
Something we have to compensate.
Yeah, you can see the contagious nature when you want to have fun with science. Okay, are we ready? Priyanka?
Yes, we are. We are absolutely ready. Pumped up.
The fight is on, Priyanka?
Yes, the fight is on. And apparently, just next up, we have a fighter with us. And it's not an easy battle she's part of. So with the first slam of the evening, Lamia Dohadwala, who is involved in STEM and doing her research from Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Mumbai, she is here with her slam that tells the story of waging the war against skin cancer. So should we move on to the video then and let her take the stage?
Yeah, so, and Lamia is from Mumbai. She's sort of done her schooling and her college in Mumbai and then joined the Department of Biological Sciences in TIFR. She's a PhD student there. And let's listen to the fight against cancer.
Hey Lamia, what's your science slam on?
Oh, so I will discuss my strategy to win a war against skin cancer. Any war can be won when you follow the 3 golden rules: F, K, C. Find the enemy, know the enemy, conquer. Using this exact logic, my research has found a way to fight the Merkel cell polyoma virus, which is a virus from another family just like the infamous corona. It is a culprit behind the Merkel cell carcinoma, a highly aggressive and deadly kind of skin cancer.
Merkel cells?
Okay, so Merkel cells under attack are these super emo touch sensors which are present deep beneath the skin under the hair follicles. But that's not all. You're going to be so shocked when I tell you this. They're carrying this virus at this very moment. You, me, everyone. Yeah, exactly. Like pure saal khilaya, pilaya, bara kiya, only so that one day it could come and bite us in the butt and cause an illness so lethal. But fear not, because I'm here to save the day with my...
Lamia, don't bore.
Fine. Maybe I'll spice it up with some... Okay, I'll show.
War, bear rat war, bear rat war, bear rat war. Get your guns blazing and the fireballs flinging, cause we have a chance against skin cancer. My name is Lamia and you can call me Lams. I'ma tell you about my work. Are you ready for my jam? I'm a scientist working on a virus. It is so aggressive and deadly, causing skin cancer with high fatality. It integrates its DNA into our genome to remain, giving immunocompromised fellows and aged souls skinless purple to single red nodes. I'm here to cure it, but first we detect it using a sensor based on this year's Nobel Prize winner. Our techniques so fly, absolutely accomplishing. Soon in practice, that's freaking promising. We make use of the molecular scissor, the famous Cas. It has no ears, no eyes or nose. So how shall it find the sneaky viral DNA from the million kilobases of human DNA? We gave it a walking stick to guide its way, a complementary RNA which fits in the grooves of the viral DNA. The binding of this duo makes the mighty Cas free a fluorescent molecule from the clutches of its mother. The tint of fluorescence marks a virus's presence. We are rat war, we are rat war. We found viral DNA in our samples so far to pick out the virus-positive patients from the negative ones. But who's to say what is its mode of action or how it hijacks the cell's age-old function? Now comes the next part of winning this war. Rule 2, know your enemy inside out. 20 failed experiments without a wink of sleep finally got hold of this virus's deadly recipe. A titan of terror has a mantra to commend. The enemy of my enemy is my best friend. The two viral proteins named S and T start controlling RNAs 1, 2, and 3, amping up their production. This wreaks havoc, making the tumor police switch off. The cell's protection is unplugged. Unnecessary subdivisions are back in the club. The nodules grow in size, spread everywhere. Upper lower extremities, back and head. War, we are rat war. Their inner rush, there's no time to spare. Can't afford to have 1 million people die to this illness with dread and despair. If the virus is smart, we're 10 times over. Back with a bang, more determined than ever. Last leg of the survival race at the battleground with a flush of ace. Shake up rule 3, it's time for revenge. Let's give the virus a taste of its own medicine. Let's join hands with a fellow chemistry. Can you cook up a drug to kill this beast? I have a magic bullet right up my sleeve. It's a small molecule with bomb specificity. It binds RNAs so simply with ease, inactivating them when they're just preemies. Their quantity now starting to dwindle from a Herculean 50 to a teeny 10 tinkle. Viral S&T, you have zilch on me. This means the tumor police is back in action, eyeing every cancer risk commotion, stopping untoward multiplication, cell invasion, tumor cell migration. The story is complete, yet the journey to the drug industry is quite tedious to reach. We're ironing the kinks, the dosage we believe needs multiple rethinks. Checking the science in mice before proceeding to the trials to the affected mass and the hopeful people. The war on cancer is quite an ancient one, yet by a few men or women it can't be won. Research is the only way out of this misery and doom. Our pipettes and beakers are here to save us from gloom. I am Lambs and I'm here to find a cure for cancer. Come on everybody, join hands to support this venture. War, we can end this war. End it.
All right, we must join hands for that.
Hey, Lamia.
Wasn't that fantastic?
Science Slam on? Oh, so I will discuss.
Hey, can you stop the video, Euraxess Central?
War against.
All right, okay. That was awesome, man. Priyanka, did you notice this total mic drop ending?
Yeah, I mean,
and you know the best part, she uses a falcon tube as a mic. That's cool, man.
that's so innovative, and she used the lab. So we also had a tour of a lab along with her work. I kind of miss my lab right now, but the rap was amazing, Lamia.
Thank you.
And you know what? It's so cool. Those I don't know what they are, but these plug points keep blinking sort of in sync with the music. I mean, it was like total dhamal.
We didn't expect it to happen that way because it's just supposed to be normal. Like when you watch it, they're like normal, but it's because of the frame changing and all, they look like this rap effect, which kind of helped a lot.
So we have also total dhamal. This is Science Slam. This is how you go.
So you had the lighting as well, from lighting support from the lab.
Yeah, it just happened.
No, but Arnab, tell me, did you have rap battles in your school or something?
Rap battles in school? I'm a fossil, baba. मेरे ज़माने में rap तो genre ही नहीं था. Well, there was Ina Mina Dika perhaps that could pass off as rap, I guess. My age group will know that song.
No, but
anyway,
if I'd have this in my school with someone explaining cancer biology to me in a rap battle, I would have been way more interested in it. But
I wish my teachers would do something like this. You know, make the subject interesting, come alive. Just loosen up in class.
Yeah. But let's see what the jury and our panelists have to say, perhaps.
Yeah, so jury, just, you know, whenever you feel like asking a question, please do unmute yourself and, you know, you can ask Lamia a few questions. Who's going to ask Lamia a question?
I think maybe Smita had something on her mind, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I can see her raising her finger.
Yes.
Yeah, Smita, go ahead.
Yes. Great slam, Lamia. Full of energy and real fun. I simply enjoyed, you know, watching this video, and I can say I was also in my, you know, that you reminded me of my own PhD days because I was working on cancer as well. Great. So just something, you know, I wanted to just ask you, I'm sure you've had some real fun-filled moments when you were shooting this video in the lab. So if you can share, you know, something which was really, really interesting, that would be fun. And another question, Lamia, how differently you would have done if this was on stage?
Okay. All right. For the first one, so there were a lot of hilarious moments which occurred when we were shooting this. And one thing which comes to mind is that normally I'm supposed to record the audio when it's extremely quiet. So mostly when it's, you know, late in the night. And the thing is that I've been we're at war for the last 1 month, and I have really bugged my roommates and my lab mates, you know, to death. And so it happens. So now whenever they are humming, you know, when you're pipetting something or working in the lab, their hum is all about war, we're at war. So like, you know, I have kind of infiltrated their
That's become the mantra now, is it?
Yeah, I know. I think they're going to curse me for it, but yeah, I'm glad. And definitely for live finals, I think maybe I would like the audience to maybe reverberate the war, we're at war part, because I think that is what all of us are striving towards, at least cancer biologists, that, you know, somehow we find a way to eradicate it or at least get hold of it. So yeah, I think that would be like, you know, having the audience like be there and, you know, sing along with you. I think that would be the highlight of the event.
Great.
Yeah, I can well imagine that if this was, you know, real, the audience would have been going along with it as well. Hey, by the way, audience, please remember that you can also type in your questions in the chat box or in the comments on Facebook. And we do have people looking at the stream. So if you ask some cool questions, we will take them and ask the contestants your questions as well, audience. So it's open for everyone, not just the jury.
So yeah, thanks, Arnab. I'm done.
Just got fantastic performance, Lamia. One of the audience member wrote.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions from the panelists? No? If not, I have one. So Lamia, are you going to open rap classes at some point?
Now that you have put the seed in my head, it sounds like a brilliant idea. I'm like, why not? Maybe if you are ready to collaborate, we could do it together.
Oh, sure, of course. And I see there are more comments coming in about super cool rap for a scientist. That was awesome. And it's stuck in my head now to excellent. But thank you. And maybe we'll come back to that rap idea. I'll hold you to it. But let's now maybe start with the next one. What do you say?
I think, Priyanka,
yeah.
You were asking me about rap battles in school. Rap to kiya nahi hai, but we used to bunk classes and play lots of games, simple stuff, those days, Lagori and things like that. Have you ever played Dog in the Bone?
You be the one like you keep something and you go around, get it.
Put a rumal in the middle and then you chase it, and somebody has to grab it and go. Dog in the Bone.
Yeah.
Right. So when I looked at Rohan's thing, the first thing I thought of was, yaar, ye to Sachi ka dog hai aur Sachi ka bone hai. This guy is actually feeding dogs. He's working with dogs. Isn't that cool?
No, that is very cool. And I kind of have a similar thought that he is like a dog with a bone, but with his research. And as you're about to find out that, I mean that almost literally. But I will let you discover that in the video. So please welcome Rohan Sharkar with his slam, Winner, Free Ranging Dogs Dinner.
And Rohan is a PhD student at IISER Kolkata. And Rohan is, he's actually grown up all around, half of India. He's been in pretty much half the states of India as a kid growing up. So he is, a pan-Indian person, and is currently at the Behavioral Sciences Lab or Behavioral Ecology Lab, something of that sort, at IISER Kolkata. And that's some absolutely cool stuff with dogs. So let's check out Rohan's slam. Rohan, can you get some light on your face, by the way? It's very dark looking at you.
Okay, yeah. I'll try something.
Okay, let's get your video on then.
Hi, I'm Rohan Sharkar, and I work with free ranging dogs, aka stray dogs. So, do you know what turned the big bad wolves into man's best friend? Food. Yes, that's right. 15,000 years ago, a hungry wolf discovered a new resource, garbage dumps in human settlements, and they decided to be friendly with us to access it. Over the years, some of these friendly wolves turned from apex hunters into the urban scavengers we know today as stray dogs. And yet, despite sharing our living spaces with us for so long, we know so little about these canids. Here's another factoid. The biggest difference between the wolf and the dog is the dog's ability to digest carbohydrates, and it happened because we discovered agriculture. Yes, that's how intertwined we are. Knowing this and the fact that India has a carb-heavy diet, we wondered whether following our diet for so long has cost these dogs their ancestral preference for meat. We designed a series of experiments to figure out whether the dogs still have a preference and what do they do to maintain that preference. In the following verses, I'll give you a little glimpse into this work. Sit back, relax. Tap your feet to the rhythm. If it's not your jam, take it easy with the criticism. This here is my model organism. I'm Rohan, and he is Mr. Dog. And we are gonna have a dialogue. Not pet, not wild, that's not my style. The streets are my home, I'm stray, I roam. Humans too, run you through. City, village, suburbia. If you get too close, it's adios, they'll take a stick and serve ya. Life is hard, but I'm free, and that's unchanging. Scientifically speaking, Mr. Dog is free-ranging. Stray, pariah, free-ranging. The meanings are same, only words changing, letters exchanging. You know what people will find engaging? Your strategies of scavenging. What's there to say? I scavenge and forage and eat from dustbin. Anytime he sees a garbage heap, he must jump in. I live on scraps, on leftovers and waste. Crows, cats, cows, there's a lot at stake, so I post haste. Roti, rice, meat, he'll have them all, and then some more.
What can I say? I'm a foodie, I'm an omnivore, but that doesn't mean I have no preference. I follow the rule of thumb, that's my frame of reference. If it smells like meat, I'll eat. Lick my plate, clean and complete.
Hold on. The experiment which discovered the rule of thumb was in an artificial setting. If you provide a dog with a variety of food on a platter with all the time to choose, of course it's going to go for its favorite food. But what happens when we simulate real-world conditions and real-world pressures? Do the dogs still follow a preference, or do they eat what they can? We filled 3 baskets with food and trash to simulate garbage bins. To gauge preference, one box was filled with 10 pieces of chicken and was called the protein box. The other had 10 of bread and was called the carb box. And the third had 5 each of chicken and 5 of bread and was called the mixed box. After spotting a random dog, we would start the experiment. As in real life, dogs eat in short bursts, therefore here too we gave them 1 minute to forage and eat. This was also enough time for them to start sniffing and eating, but not enough for them to finish the food. We shuffled the order of the boxes with every trial to remove further bias and video recorded everything. We analyzed their sniffing and eating sequence and patterns, which helped us gauge if they had a preference. So what I thought was a God-sent langar, it was you taking advantage of our collective hunger. Oh, stop being so melodramatic and drop the ruse. Accept it. I made an offer you couldn't refuse. So why don't you tell us the results already? The first thing I do, I check the menu. I sniff all my options, do a thorough review. Speaking scientifically, all 3 boxes were sniffed equally. I'm always on the lookout for chicken. When I find it, my heart quickens. I eat them so fast, I'm wanted for speeding. Like my lupine ancestors, I do rapid feeding. I'll eat the other options when I find the time. The protein box was eaten from maximum number of times. To summarize, the dogs do show preference. Meat is eaten in amounts twice that of bread. So how do they apply the rule of thumb in real world scenario? They do so through a strategy called the sniff and snatch, wherein they prioritize finding their preferred food, and this is important, in highest available quantity over other easily accessible food and eat it immediately. They will even bypass the mixed box, which has the lower quantity of their preferred food. This shows a certain decision-making capability in the face of risk and uncertainty on the part of the dog. In a dog-eat-dog world, this is the only recourse. Staying alive is all about being an efficient and differential utilizer of resource. Sniff and snatch is my scavenging ideology. It's a brilliant strategy. Protein, eat, immediate, then the rest. This dog knows the best. So you maximize your nutritive gain, huh? That's how I topple the vulture from the top of the scavenging food chain. So the rule of thumb gets a slight modification. If it smells like meat, eat it first is now my slogan. This was the first time it was shown that an animal can discern quantity and quality from smell alone. But he still wasn't happy. No, he wanted to up the difficulty level and make it more real. So we kept the setup same and let them come in groups to feed. Put on your dog glasses and let's see what they did. Doing the experiment in groups introduces a new variable, competition among group members. The first dog to arrive at the setup was called the first responder, followed by the second responder. Third onwards, they were called the rest of the responders. Earlier, a single dog ate from the best possible resource, high on quality and quantity, the protein box. But competition had its first effect. The eating pattern of individuals in a group had changed. While the first responder had the luxury of choosing from the best resources, but it also had to be mindful of the other dogs coming to eat. So instead of searching for the highest quantity of meat or protein exclusively, they ate from wherever their preferred food was available, which is why we observed first responders eating from protein and mixed box maximally. The second responder had to further compromise on quantity and settle only for quality, leading to eating from the mixed box maximum number of times, and the rest of the responders ate whatever was left. But this is not a simple case of first come first serve basis. The first and the second responders actively prevent the rest of the responders from eating through aggression and other subtle cues. The important thing from all that blah blah is that preference is a privilege of the bourgeois. As we go down the responder order, less likely that the dogs can eat what they prefer. Applying the rule of thumb in a group is a matter of position. There is hierarchy in dogs shown for the first time in this edition. Now you see, I ain't dumb. I don't eat blindly. I make insightful decisions and choices consciously to acquire the best possible food rather quickly. Was that interesting? I sure do hope. Well, that's all, folks.
Wow, that was another fantastic performance.
I know. I don't know what to say. You know, I mean, I'm getting a bit jealous. I'm really jealous. I mean, this guy can go and hug his research subject. I have an ammonia bottle over here. Yeah, how can I go and hug an ammonia cylinder? And this is unfair. I want a dog.
I have actually been, you know, it's okay with the dogs when I hug them, but somehow it's not okay with people when I hug them. So me and other guys who go to do experiment with me, we have been like chased and called. Like there was this one time when a guy actually said, "Oh, you know, I see you guys coming every day for doing whatever you are doing, and coincidentally, there is also something being stolen from our colony, like in the past couple of days." And we are like, "We didn't do that." So yeah, so that happens when we go to do that. So it's all fun and games with the dogs, not so fun and games with the people.
No, but I mean, those are adventures that come with research. Yeah. But I think maybe you were just there for the dogs, and perhaps the question they should have been asking was, who let the dogs out? Yeah, and then they could have pointed at you. It was Rohan. It was Rohan who was doing that. No, but yeah, it was very,
let the dogs
very
out. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you now trying to have a new title for your video. Who let the dogs out?
No, but
I considered that, but it didn't really, you know, fit in with what I was trying to say. So, yeah,
that's fine. I mean, let's see what the panelists or the jury.
Yeah, let's see. Any interesting questions? You are jury members. Does Rohan's performance want any one of you to ask a question?
Yes, I would like to. Hello, here's Milan from the Embassy.
Yes, Milan.
Hi.
And well, what a great job, Rohan. What a great job. Yes, I enjoyed that truly. I think like everybody else, at least from the reaction of the people on my screen, I can see that it was highly entertaining and very catching. What is basically the purpose of the whole slam. And I prepared, of course, you know, we know that the whole slam was one great fun. But if you could define what was maybe the funniest part of shooting this video, and not to make it that easy, I would like maybe to let you choose whether you answer like a Rohan Sharkar or whether you answer like a Mr. Dog.
I'll answer like both. So if that helps. So yeah, so we used to go in the morning, in the evening, or to all these places in and outside the campus to shoot. So like after like 2-3 days, so there are like these food, like, so this one place that we were shooting, that was near a tea shop. So you get a lot of tea shops in and around our places. And then there was this one place, which is a medical unit of our campus. So these are some of the places that we used to go to shoot. And like over time, so I've been shooting this for like a month. So yeah, so and initial, like after a week, the people started gathering. So by the time, like by the end of the month, even like there were around 20-25 people from the tea shop, 10-12 people from the medical unit, like all the nursing staff and all the medicine shop people, they would leave their whatever they were doing, and whenever we would come to shoot, they would come to watch us. And so we had this huge crowd. And then like my ma'am, like my supervisor, she got a call saying that your students are doing something on the campus. If people are coming from like outside into the inside, what's going on? So she was like, you know, it's doing this. But Mr. Dog, because of that, got to eat a lot of biscuits, and I got to eat some tea. So yeah, it was win-win.
Wait. Biscuits and chai and all. What happened to the chicken? Who ate the chicken? I mean, you're a
chicken,
bong,
of course,
right?
I ate it.
You're a bong in Bongland in Bengal, I mean, nobody cares about biscuits. They just want to know where's the non-veg food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, funny thing is, in the slam, that is not chicken, by the way. That was a prawn that I, kind of made it look like chicken. So yeah, it's not all chicken.
So the question I have for you is, how did the dogs greet you? If you are doing this over a month, they must have seen you and thought food.
Oh, they are very happy to see me all the time.
Absolutely.
So you could see how cooperative they are. This one dog even managed to sit like a king when I, just asked him to sit. So yeah, they were pretty happy to see me. Like came running, came jumping, everything.
Yeah, that was an interesting insight there by Harini, actually. And I'm seeing comments coming in that I love dogs. Learning about this research was so fun, amazing, Rohan, and nice performances and everything. I think Tanya also had a question for Rohan, I guess, right?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I have many questions. This whole performance puzzles and raises more questions, going from street dogs versus pets. What would be the difference, the effect? And how did you manage to keep these dogs kind of quite calmly, which is not all to make them to make the recording. But above all, if I could share a question based on a recent experience, Rohan, I hope you had a vaccine against rabies, because
So,
Professor Arnab was saying that he could hug the dogs and take clothes, but that is not always the case. I mean, I got bitten by a street dog 2 weeks ago. So, but I still.
So, point one is that, so in our lab, it's mandatory that we have to take.
But I'm intrigued by my street dog was not so calm. The one that attacked me was not so calm as the ones that you did your experiment with. So
I don't know. No. I don't know. This probably varies from people to people. So I have done experiment surveys all around India. So from cities to villages to forest ranges and everywhere. I'm still in one piece. I haven't had to make use of all the rabies shot that I have taken. So no dog has ever bit me or growled at me. So it must be, something. I mean, probably I'm half dog already. Who knows? Or 1/4 of a dog. Maybe they recognize me like that.
Yeah, Ron. Okay, so you have done this experiment with the stray dog. Have you done the same with the pet dogs?
Not this experiment, no, because we don't deal in pet dogs. This is like this is a different model organism in dog world, but there have been experiments done on food choices in pet dogs. That is there, but they do have preferences. That depends from household to household, of course. Of course, regardless of which dog likes what, you give them pedigree, they will of course love pedigree. If you give them chicken, they will of course love chicken. But of course, when you give them the other food, the carbohydrate-based food, in pet dogs, it will depend on what is eaten at that house in the maximum. And for our stray dogs, the free-ranging dogs, it depends on what is eaten in the region. So, for example, I was doing
simple. You guys can discuss this later on. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a very quick question, last question before we move on. We are almost out of time. So, Lamia is setting up the wrap. She's getting into this wrap business. What about you? What's your plan? Dog therapy?
Yeah, probably dog trainer, dog whisperer, maybe.
Okay. All right. Great show, Rohan. Thank you so much. This was fun.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right.
Glad to be here.
We even got a dog on the show. That's really nice. So, shall we move on then, Priyanka?
Sorry.
Next. Okay. Next is a person who has traveled a very long way from the mountains of Dehradun to the beaches of Goa. I don't know how anybody does research on the beaches of Goa. I mean, they actually do research there. But anyway, with us is Samia Silari, who is at the National Institute of Oceanography in Goa, where she is researching on various marine organisms, or at least claims to be researching. There's people in Goa doing research. I mean, it seems a bit, But yeah, contradictory, that's the word. Yes, so she is after the big fish, I think, right? Isn't that what she's after, Priyanka? I don't know.
I think she is after fish and some other phytoplankton, but I'll let her take the dive into the world of water. So should we invite her on with her slam?
Yes, let's dive into the world of the oceans.
Yeah. So hey, Samia Silari.
Hi, Samia. Can you hear us?
Phytoplankton and fish.
You're there, right? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming up is Samia. And what's her topic, Priyanka? Do you remember the title?
Phytoplankton and the fish, a tale from the sea.
A tale from the seas.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I am Samia and I'm a PhD student at the CSIR National Institute of Oceanography in Goa. I came to experience the oceans for the first time in 2017 on board research vessel Sindhu Sadhana. I was prepared for all of it, you see. I had seen Pirates of the Caribbean, all 5 films, and the Titanic. Every night's in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. How exciting, right? But my first meal, and I was stooped over the toilet, the seasickness had hit really, really hard. But it got all right, and I survived to tell you about the microscopic world that thrives in the oceans. When we go out on the cruise, we get to see these beautiful dolphins, the colorful fish, and the sea snakes. But the tiny organisms that keep this entire system up and running aren't even visible with the naked eye. And they are the phytoplankton. And they're the jolly good fellas, and they're the jolly good fellas, and they're the jolly good fellas that no one can deny. Now, before I tell you why they're the good fellas, let's do a little exercise. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's do it once more. Inhale and exhale. No, this is not a yoga class of some sort, but that second breath that you just took came from the ocean. Because phytoplankton contribute to about 50% of the oxygen that we breathe. Now, just like the trees and plants on land, phytoplankton take up carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and nutrients from water, and in the presence of sunlight, they produce food via photosynthesis. These tiny organisms make food for the entire marine ecosystem. Isn't that impressive given the fact that the plants and forests on the land weigh 450 times heavier than the phytoplankton all over the oceans? Phytoplankton take up carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and when they die, this carbon sinks with them to the ocean floor, where it is stored for millions of years to come. But when we start producing faster than they can take up, it is a problem because carbon dioxide starts accumulating in the atmosphere. Now that we know that these organisms have a great role to play in our survival, let's get to know them a little better. They come in pretty unique shapes and it works. Helps them stay afloat, avoid predation. These diatoms are so marine. Use silica to build the glass houses of their dreams. There's more to this construct. Coccolithal fools like spaceships from the outside. Just calcium carbonate shells that ride. Held them as chalks in our hands, and I love them when they're swimming all night long. Butterflies, let's cut my wool, cause they're gonna shine all night long. Now that we know some of the crucial functions that the phytoplankton perform, and also how some of them look under the microscope, let me tell you what do we do. So in our lab, we study the phytoplankton and the food produced by them. We also look at how the changing environmental conditions like the increasing CO2 levels and the decreasing or increasing nutrient levels to the phytoplankton might affect them. What could these changes mean for the bigger organisms like fish that feed on phytoplankton? Now to see that in action, let's go to the Arabian Sea and see how these tiny but mighty organisms control the distribution of fish. Now if we were to go fishing along the west coast of India, we would see that fish like anchovies and mackerel are common in the south, closer to the Kerala coast. And as we start moving Northwards, we see fish like Bombay duck, croakers, and ribbonfish start dominating. Now, the difference between these two groups of fish in the north and the south is in their diet. The fish in the north eat other smaller fish and are carnivores, but the fish in the south eat the phytoplankton directly and are plantivores. The difference in the fish along the west coast of India arises due to the different phytoplankton population in the north and the south. In the south, the phytoplankton have a lot more nutrient available to them, but the phytoplankton in the north have fewer nutrients at their disposal. As a result, in the south, they can utilize the nutrients and produce a lot of food and grow up to be bigger. Whereas in the north, the nutrients are limited and the phytoplankton are smaller. Since the phytoplankton are bigger in the south, they can be directly eaten by the fish, but in the north, the phytoplankton are really small. There are other smaller organisms that eat the smaller phytoplankton and then are ultimately eaten by the bigger fish. So you just saw that different kind of phytoplankton at the base of the food chain support different kinds of fish. And if the phytoplankton at the base of the food chain were to get affected due to some reason, it's only logical to assume that the fish that feed on the phytoplankton would get affected too. And guess what? With global warming, increasing carbon dioxide levels, and the excessive amount of waste that finds its way into the sea severely affects these microscopic organisms. Sometimes these new conditions are not favorable to the phytoplankton and they decline in numbers, and there isn't enough food for the fish. While at other times, the phytoplankton that the fish love to eat so much gets replaced by the harmful and the toxic phytoplankton because they perform well under the new conditions as they are quick to adapt. These toxic phytoplanktons are harmful for the fish. They affect them in several ways and even lead to fish mortality. In fact, we human beings can get affected too by eating the affected organisms. You must have heard about the shellfish poisoning, which is common along the coastal areas. So you can recognize that if this pattern of phytoplankton were to change in the Arabian Sea or anywhere in the world, it will come to bite us because about 1.5 million people in India are dependent on fisheries for the food and employment. Because this is like a domino. If one level suffers, everything else falls. So we have to be smarter about how we progress. Otherwise, we'd be stuck to singing, I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow, I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. So the next time somebody mentions oceans to you, other than thinking about the waves and the big fish, you also think about these tiny microscopic organisms. Because as the famous oceanographer Sylvia Earle has said, no water, no life. No blue, no green. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Priyanka, just imagine if you could tell people, you know, I'm going on a cruise. That's my research. I mean, yeah, I'm in the wrong field. Yeah. What is this? There are people who are having fun with dogs, right? There are people who are doing rap in the lab, and there are people who are going on cruises. And here I am stuck in the lab over here. I need to rewind and do something different. I mean, what happens when you tell people मैं cruise पे जा रही हूँ ऐसा? I mean, people kind of, you know, you must be giving them.
Yeah. I am getting envious right now. I don't want to be on land anymore. I just want to go on a cruise right now.
All right, let's see what the jury, if they have some questions for Samia.
Yeah. Arnab, can I ask one?
Sure. Go ahead, Vivek.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, this was so nicely done and congratulations. So I'm going to ask one question. Probably what answer you give is depend your win or lose for this slam. So be careful because there are so many fish eaters from Bengal and Goa and West Coast are around. And my boss is mermaid. And
I'm vegetarian. I'm a bong who's a vegetarian. Bad data point. Anyway.
Okay. And my boss is mermaid and my wife is Goan. So be careful what I'm going to ask. Okay. I'm going to combine two questions. One is, which fish do you think is more tasty? Is it the vegetarian ghas-phoos khane wala, or and the fish which eats the meat? So that is one. And the second question, which I'm quite curious to know, if one thing that the Homo sapiens has to adapt from the marine life, what could be that? Over to you, Samia.
I think you're asking the wrong person because I also don't eat the fish. So I cannot tell you which one is the tastier, the vegetarian or the carnivorous. I think you'll have to try it yourself. And for the one thing that we have to learn from marine life, there are actually a lot of things to learn, but I would say that marine environment is extreme environment. It's not luxurious for like us, or on the land, it's still better. But in marine, it's extreme. It's like the waves wouldn't spare you. So there, the organisms are very, very resistant and they're very resilient. So I think that's something that we can learn from there. They can do, like, they could do great in adversity. So that's one thing that we can learn from marine life.
I think there is one thing which my wife always asks me to alter from the marine life is, you know, the sea fish, the seahorse, because the seahorse male who gives the birth to the baby. So my wife really wants that the Homo sapien should readapt those things in our species as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they take care of the babies, yes.
That would be a fantastic world I would like to see, with Homo sapiens converting to converting to this role reversal. But I see a lot of comments coming in again. I think you have a pretty good career in singing as well, because they are all raving about your lovely voice. And I think Harini too, another one of our panelists, is regretting her not taking up cruise research at some point. Are there any other questions?
By the way, did you figure out the sea? I mean, this is like a playlist of, you know, ocean songs or sea songs or something. Exactly. I mean, I love that Titanic got snuck in somewhere.
Yeah, and the next one was also, I think, Riptide, something. Yes.
Yeah. And Titanic, she also got the boat. I mean, that was like, I couldn't die. I was dying laughing at that point. Oh well.
It's amazing inside jokes as well. So kudos to you for that, Samia.
Can I just step in and ask a question?
Anvesha, yes, you have been silent all this while. Why don't you ask a question?
Right. I mean, just like, you know, how the other panelists also, jury members also mentioned, I was quite thrilled to see all of your performances. But Samia, what really interested me about your performance, and that's a question for you. If you were to make a Netflix series on phytoplanktons, who would you cast in the lead, and why?
I have seen a lot of BBC documentaries, so I could take David Attenborough to do it for me. I love his voice.
Right. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I mean, you went straight to the expert, so I mean, yeah. So Blue Planet will be quite a fitting documentary for you. But moving on, shall we move on to the next one then, Arnab?
Yes. And to round it up, we have Urvesh Kumar Soni from the Charotar Institute of Science and Technology in Gujarat. It's near Anand, where Amul comes from. You definitely know of Amul, if not anything else in India. And Urvesh, of course, grew up in a very small place somewhere near there, and is now a PhD student in the area of material science. And he has a magnetic personality, right?
Yes. And he, with that magnetic personality, is going to attract us to his slam about magnetic nanorobots, rainbow through smart liquid in laboratories. So on with it.
Wait. Magnetic rainbow liquids. This sounds fun. All right.
The magnetic nanorobots
are the valve in the era of artificial intelligence, looking at its infinite possibilities to create a future generation as water drained from the valve. This is its story.
Story of a son whose existence is because of our Mother Earth. The story of a learner who born because of ammonium hydroxide and swim due to lauric acid. The story of the student who has absolute devotion towards its mentor like magnet. The story of the Bazigar who is tested by silica, graphene oxide and polymer. The story of a leader supported by water and kerosene. The story is connected between optics and magnetic nanorobots. In the next few minutes, you will see the adventure journey of magnetic nanorobots which split white light into the rainbow using an intelligent liquid called as magnetic fluid. Let's see its story. This part of the story known as origin of inspiration.
Here, the experiment shows white light is made up of 7 colors. Yes, the colors which we are able to see in the rainbow. Hence, we can say that colors are lights, joy and suffering. It means when white light encounters an obstacle, it deviates and spreads. This phenomenon known as diffraction, and the entity which diffracts white light known as diffraction grating. There are various diffraction gratings available such as water, comb, smasher, cloud, grater, strainer and leaf. In all this diffraction grating, the successive distance between gratings remains fixed. That's why they are known as hard grating. Hence, we are unable to get a desired color from the white light using a hard grating. The solution of the problem is a soft grating. Let's see the next part of the story to see how soft grating is made.
This part of the story known as birth of our hero. One of the smart material and hero of the story is magnetic fluid. The parents of this magnetic fluid is ferrous chloride and ferric chloride, which creates a soul known as magnetic nanorobots. Our interest is this naked magnetic nanorobots are able to swim inside the liquid such as kerosene and water. This is really an easy task. Let me try. Just add this magnetic nanorobots inside the liquid and apply the magnetic field. But here what I am seeing, these magnetic nanorobots are not able to fly inside the liquid. So how to overcome that problem? See, we have to coat these magnetic nanorobots using a detergent such as oleic acid or lauric acid, like in this manner or in this manner. So this detergent behaves like a spring surrounding these magnetic nanorobots. Hence, magnetic nanorobots are not able to come towards each other more than certain distance. This is the best example to showcase a coated magnetic nanorobots. This intelligent fluid can behave as a solid and a liquid with a split personality. What? Really? I can't believe that. This is the liquid form of magnetic fluid. And this is the solid form of magnetic fluid. This magnetic fluid shows a beautiful sculptures under the influence of external magnetic field. The spike formations in magnetic fluid. Is there any applications of this strange or alien kind of fluid? It has various applications from medical to mechanical industries. Optics is also one of the potential field where magnetic fluid can behave as a tunable diffraction grating, adaptive liquid lens and tunable mirror. What is the basic mechanism for all these applications? Let's go to the next part of the story to see the absolute devotion of the student towards its teacher. This part of the story known as pursuit of struggle. The magnetic nanorobots are at steady state inside the magnetic field. Once the magnetic field is applied, they run towards the magnetic field direction and create a fascinating microstructures such as chains and columns. To imagine microstructures, we can take the example of train. If chains and columns mimic as a side view of the train, Spike formation mimics as a front view of a train. These tiny microstructures are diffracted light. Let's see the experiment. The experimental setup shows laser, electromagnet and magnetic fluid. The laser produces a single wavelength light which passes from the magnetic fluid and shows a single spot. Once the magnetic field is applied, all these magnetic nanorobots align towards the magnetic field direction and creates microstructures such as chains and columns. So this single spot converted into the line. Hence, magnetic field shows a diffraction under the influence of external magnetic field. Now what happens if we pass the white light from the magnetic field? Let's see the experiment. Here, the collimated white light passes from the magnetic field, which is situated at the center of the electromagnet and reaches to the charge coupled device camera. Without applying external magnetic field, it shows white color. But once the magnetic field is applied due to microstructures, it shows 7 colors. That means in laboratory, we can create a rainbow using a magnetic fluid. Surprisingly, we can control this diffraction by changing the composition of magnetic fluid or intensity of magnetic field. Hence, magnetic fluid based grating known as tunable diffraction grating.
Let's summarize the stories. The diffraction occurs due to deviation in light path. It could be because of diffraction grating or micro or nanostructures. The diffraction grating is the essential part for electronic gadgets such as cell phone, which consist of various optical lenses along with diffraction grating, which improve the pixel of images. That means when we zoom the photograph, it doesn't fade. This is because of advancement in technology. In our case, magnetic field behaves like a diffraction grating. It is an open question. Can we develop a diffraction grating material? There is a quite possibility we can develop a new material. It is a challenging field. Are you interested to develop a new material? Think about it.
Ah, what a fantastic one to end on.
Yeah, this is like ekdam jhakas, man. This is total Shah Rukh Khan beginning. You know, I saw 6 different costumes, Bazigar. यार ये open question तुमने बोला, right? Open question. I have one open question in all of this. ये बाजीगर में काजोल और शिल्पा कौन थे? We'll do this sometime. Let's go on to any. I think this is. You know, I find these rain. I mean, I am still. I have watched your video. You know, I've watched the entry video that Urvesh had sent, and I watched this one, and I find whether it's the rainbow in the sky or it's these rainbows that's coming in the lab. Isn't it something magical about rainbows? I mean, I'm just so. Whenever I see a rainbow, I mean, I just love rainbows, and I love rainbows. Or kya? Anyway, let's see, Priyanka. We should ask him some.
I completely agree, and all those experiments, especially the Euraxess at the end, it was quite nice. But let's see what questions our judges have. I think
a comment, not a question. I mean,
okay.
So I'm a humanities student, and one of the reasons I took humanities after my 12th was because I was terrified of light experiments and diffraction, and I'm like, if I was taught this way, maybe my life would have been different. You know, and that was something just very interesting about the way Urvesh presented. It was just the sheer making of light accessible, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean, simply seeing those experiments live, it just makes the concept so clearer as well. And I see comments coming in that Chha gaye Guru and Bazigar Bazi Jeet Gaya, and that you have awesome talent. And it was a really nice performance to enjoy. I think Praveen wants to ask something as well, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So as a continuation of Arnab, Actually, who will you cast for? Suppose you want to make a Bajigar movie on Magneto, something like that.
As far as the science slam concerned, I would say I would like to show you my better version. That's
So
what I know.
That won't believe any Indian actor.
There are so many Indian actors. If I talk about then R. Madhavan, who is my favorite actor, so I really would like to cast him if he wants to work on the magnetic nanoparticles or magnetic nanorobots.
And then two others opposite to him, who will be the two Shilpa and Kajol.
See, I told you it has to come back to Shilpa and Kajol. अरे बाजीगर पे start किया तो कहाँ पे जाएगा यार?
But we can always roll out a casting list later.
Anyway, ये experiment की सीमा नहीं है.
Nice pun there.
Okay.
But yeah, let's get back to the Shilpi of this slam and just what do you think, Arnab? How? I mean,
okay,
I'm
no one else with questions.
dazzled by it.
Let's see. Any questions on Facebook, etc.? Anyone has questions over there?
I think there is one saying, but this is like theater and music plus science. What a show!
What a show!
Cool.
Yeah.
Best
nice.
summary. Great summary of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, I think, by the way, I forgot to say, this guy, if you notice, Urvesh is tall and was a national level basketball player. I think NBA's loss, honestly, but science's gain that he's going to be doing, working on magnetic nanofluids.
I would say this is science,
so we have Urvesh, who's starting his career in acting now. I mean, next thing. And we have the dog, we have rap classes. Actually, Samia, you're going to start the cruise things, right? That's what we forgot. I think Samia is going to do the cruises.
I think after all of these people start their schools, they will take their retreat in Saumia's cruise.
Maybe that way. Okay. Anyone else with a question?
Just screening the comments and it's all praises, honestly.
Yeah, fantastic comments so far. And
I hope you loved. I loved all four of them. I mean, this is going to be was the hardest part. Okay, what's next coming up?
Arnab, now we have to reveal the jury process. And
okay. Yes. So for the benefit of everyone who's watching, I think I must clarify that the way the winner of the Euraxess Science Slam is normally chosen is slightly different from the process we've had to adopt this year because of the virtual format. You see, we were not sure if this would work. I mean, I think you saw that in the middle of Rohan's video, there was, at least for me, some jitter and some mismatch in the audio video synchronization. So, we didn't want something like this to impact a finalist performance. What if you lose network connectivity? We've even had some people switch in and out because their connections have dropped out. So we had the jury evaluate the videos beforehand and come up with the finalists, the order. Of course, they presented it in alphabetical order. The order for presentation was not lots. We just went by alphabetical order, hence Lamia, Rohan, Samia, and Urvesh. Okay, so that was the order. And there were 4 questions that the jury had in mind when they were evaluating these slams, which was, how accessible was it for somebody who's not an expert? If you weren't from the field, did you understand it? What did you learn from it? After all, this is a science slam. This is not an item number dance from a movie. So the science must come across. The second question was, how was the slam conceptualized? I mean, as a storyteller, you have to build up your story. Your story must be crafted well with a thread running through it, a nice conceptualized slam. How was the overall picture of it? That was the structure. That was the next criterion that the jury looked at. The third one, of course, was what is probably what we're all looking for, the entertainment part, the presentation style. How entertaining was it fun? Was it engaging? Did it want to make you watch it? And something were you sad that it ended? This is the entertaining part. And finally, the last question was, how creative was the way the whole performance was organized? How was it original? So that was the fourth two. So these four metrics on which the jury was asked to look at the videos and deliberate and go through it. And they all gave their individual rankings. Samrat and his team then looked at it, added them up. The jury also gave another thing about who they individually thought was the best. So we looked at two criteria. One is, of course, the sort of marks that you get, but more than marks, also they gave comments about why they really felt. And at this point, the jury is saying, no, I think this is the best person, and the other person saying, no, I think this one. So at the end of it, there was everybody gave reasons for why they chose a particular slam. And unfortunately, there is no audience voting this year. We didn't know what the best way to do that was, given the format. But I think, I know that it was a very, very, very difficult decision for the jury. I mean, all four slams have been fun, engaging, entertaining, informative, educational in different ways. So the jury has decided the things before the thing itself. We didn't want to be, it's a little different than other years. Hopefully next year we will be back again with a normal format where it's online, not online. I mean, it'll also be online. I think now everybody's experienced online. It gives people all over the country the chance to watch it, or all over the world the chance to watch it. And we can have Priyanka moderated from CERN. Right? And Priyanka and I, I'll let you in a secret. Priyanka and I, during the slam, have been thinking of what do we ask the guy? What's the joke? We are going back and forth on WhatsApp. I mean, isn't it amazing how networks, the community, how you can communicate? I mean, the Bazigar joke was actually, I somehow didn't pick it up when I saw it all these times. I picked it up now, and I said, when he said Bazigar, then hey, come on, Bazigar, we need that's anyway. So I think at this point it's going to be over to Samrat.
Okay. Well, Arnab, you said it all, and Priyanka as well. I think it was a great show and really fun. And I really forgot the time also. And I see we're actually almost close to 6 o'clock, and we don't want to keep too much the suspense going on. It's time now for announcing the winner. But before that, there will be a break. No, we'll have a short quiz with you guys, with the audience, because you've been so kind and patient and watching us talking and giving comments. And now it's time for you a bit to engage your brains, and we do a short fun quiz with you guys. Oh, but it's also serious at the same time. Okay, let's start with the first question, and you can put in your answers. Okay, question number 1. Somalia? Yeah. So just to check your knowledge about Europe, the European Union. So how many countries are members of the European Union right now? Let's see, it's coming in. Okay, let's see how much, but don't go on Google. Don't check it. Just trust your own intelligence. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I think we are having, still people are voting. Means those who are now voting most likely are checking on Google on their phones the correct answer. Don't do that. Okay, 70% have voted. Looks like people are coming in. Yeah, people are really putting their brains in. Okay, I think Somalia, let's see the result. It's saying that, okay, we have a winner with 27 countries right now. As you know, the UK left the European Union at the beginning of this year. So instead of 28, we have 27 member states at the European Union. That was the correct answer. Okay, next question. Somalia, please. Another, again, a serious scientific question. So Marie Skłodowska-Curie, famous scientist, one of the most famous female scientists the world has ever produced, has won the Nobel Prize in which discipline? Has she won it in, well, the thing is she has won it in 2 disciplines. So it should be in which disciplines, plural, sorry about that. So is it chemistry, physics? Is it physics, mathematics? Or is it mathematics and chemistry? Okay, it's coming in and we see, okay. Here people are very fast, so it means they know about Marie Skłodowska-Curie. I think, Tanya, that's good for us to know. Waiting for the Yeah. Okay. We have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's our success
Did you know
story.
that?
So
Did you know that,
within
Tanya?
the scientific community. Sorry?
Did you know the answer?
I think so.
So
I tell you when you show me.
Okay, we show the results. Let's. Yeah, it's of course, Tanya.
Yes, absolutely.
Chemistry and physics.
Chemistry and physics.
Yeah. Okay. And
talking about women and science, she is still a leading lady.
She's our hero, all-time hero. Absolutely. Okay, next question, please. Okay, this is again interesting question for your brains. What does the EU and India have in common? One, they have the same number of official languages, or two, same number of states, or three, both have a federal system. Oh, we have some people in the audience who know Europe, India very well. Okay, it's hitting, and we're getting close to 60% already have put in their answers, and
That's a very tricky question, Samrat. So
yeah, I spent Friday evening on those questions, so you can imagine.
Yeah. Well,
okay, let's
test Vivek's knowledge on that. He's working for the European Union. So
Vivek.
Got a hint now.
Okay, I think we already published the result. Yeah, both a federal system. Great. Okay, next question, please. Next question. Okay. Lamia, Rohan, Samia, and Urvish, our Fab Four, have which thing in common? A, they have the same hairstyle. B, they all are not on Twitter. Or C, they are all PhD students. It's a tricky one.
Yeah, it will be most perfectly answered, I think.
Yeah, you think so? Okay. What about the hairstyle?
I think it should be hairstyle.
Yeah.
Okay, we could have that arranged. We could have that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. We are, I think we have almost everyone in there. And of course, there are all PhD students currently. Okay, great. Next question, please. Next question. Okay. Arnab, our moderator of today's event, is host of which other science communication event? It was mentioned in the very beginning. It's Coffee with Arnab, Chai and Why, or C, Soda with Ice. So Arnab, are you a coffee, chai, or soda guy?
No, actually, Arnab is India wants to know. The nation wants to know.
Okay.
Yeah. There are many avatars of me.
Okay. So who wants to have a coffee with Arnab, or a chai, or a soda? Let's see what the audience is going to vote. We're almost getting there. Yes, it is, of course, chai and why. Great. Majority had been attentive to this. Okay, I think this is going to be one more question. Next question. Okay, Priyanka, also our moderator, won the Science Slam in which year? 15, 16, 17, 18. Let us know.
I mean, I've been winning hearts all over, so it's
course.
in all the years, but I'll let the Science Slam come up.
It was mentioned in the beginning as well, so just.
I was going to say, yes, it was mentioned. So easy question compared to those related to the European Union, but.
No.
Oh, okay. Here the audience the majority was wrong. Those who have done 2017, they are correct. She was the winner 2017. Okay. So next question. Or was this the last question?
That was the last question, Samir.
Okay, Somali, thank you for that. So, okay, guys, this was a bit of, giving us a break, having a little bit of fun, but we have to come back to reality. And we have to come back to announce now the winner of this year's Science Slam. Could we just close the poll? Okay, it's closed. Yeah, okay, it's time for the who's going to be the winner. So as Arnab already said, you know, this has been a very tough decision this year because we had not the opportunity to see you all live on stage. We had the jury to watch it beforehand and already make their assessment. And I think all four of you, first of all, deserve a big applause from us. It has been a very close race, as Arnab said. The jury has, you know, it was difficult for the jury, it was difficult for us. You all scored very well with the jury. But of course, we cannot, you know, we would wish to give you all the first prize, but it's not possible. But because of the exceptional circumstances of this year, and for the first time in the history of the Science Slam, we not only will have one winner, but two winners this year. Two will win the first prize. And I now kindly ask His Excellency, Ambassador, to announce the winners of this Science Slam. Ambassador, how did you like the show so far?
Good evening and great to be back, Samrat. You are absolutely right. It has been a great show, you know, and I just followed commentaries coming from those who have been following us, you know, and well, you're absolutely right to describe it as an incredible, enriching, creative show. And I tell you that I really had a lot of fun. And I would like to congratulate Lamia, Rohan, Samia, Urvesh, Kumar, well, for their brilliant performances. I tell you, the only I regret that I am not a Bollywood producer or don't have a recording studio or don't stand at the helm of a renowned research center, because otherwise I would have been willing to engage any of them immediately. They are indeed bright minds, but at the same time, great entertainers. And I would like to congratulate them once again. Well, Samrat, I thought that it would be me to disclose this charming secrets that in this competition, instead of one, we will be having two winners. But I believe that the jury took a very, very wise decision, and I can only applaud its wisdom for taking a decision to have two instead of one winner of this year's edition. So I understand that the moment of truth has come. So let me announce that the winners of the 2020 Euraxess India Science Slam are you still with me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
But I can't. Okay, so the winners are. Do you want me to read it now or not yet?
Yeah.
It's been a good moment, you know, and indeed is it. Definitely. Samia Silari and Rohan Sharkar. Woo!
Bravo, bravo. What excitement.
Bravo, congratulations to winners. But at the same time, we have also to congratulate Lamia and Urvesh Kumar for their excellent performances. Well, and I believe that it is not yet over because, well, this does not necessarily mean that having two winners, that we would have also two round tickets for them. we don't know what to do in these circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, definitely. I am pleased to announce and assure the two winners and the audience that both of them have won a round-trip ticket to Europe. And
Yes.
the only I wish, and I would ask them kindly when preparing for the trip, please be ready to consider the country that I have the privilege to represent in this beautiful India, the Czech Republic, and I am committing myself to facilitate your stay in Europe, and definitely I will be doing my utmost to help our friends from the Euraxess to prepare a nice program, not only for the two winners, but if the other two finalists are interested in traveling, I would be more than happy to do something for them as well. So once again, thank you very much. I feel extremely honored and privileged to have the opportunity to address this great event at the very beginning, and definitely announce the winner of this unique and great competition. So once again, thank you so much. Stay safe, take care, and let us keep in touch. Bye.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. What a great announcement. Even though we knew the result, we were still so excited. So it was really amazing. And yeah, you said it, all four were fantastic. We have two of them will get the ticket. Can we see the boarding pass again? I would like to see it because I made it, so it was too short. I want to see it again. I want to show it. Sani, you remember your boarding pass?
Absolutely.
It was. And here it is for the 2020 Euraxess Science Slammer, the winners. This is your boarding pass. And of course, we will talk more about with you in the coming days. But now, of course, enjoy this moment and be super happy. This is really great. You did a fantastic job. But also, as the ambassador said, the others two, Lamia and Urvesh, really, as we told, it was a very, very, very difficult decision. And if we would have the resources, we would, give you all four the ticket. But, we will try to help you also, and we will stay with you in touch as well. And there is also a prize for you guys. And I would now ask Harini from Cactus to kindly hand over also the prize for the runners-up. Harini? I hope she's with us.
I'm very much with you.
Okay, so Malik, could we have the next slide? Yeah, okay, thank you.
So essentially what we are looking, congratulations to everyone, and we are very pleased to give you these prizes and hope that you find them useful and you enjoy using them. Amongst the things that we are also giving you is stuff around promotion of science and research communication. So we're looking forward to you using that and spreading your science. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harini. We will also, of course, keep in touch with Lamia and Urvesh regarding their prize, this All Access Fest. I think it's very exciting. And also, of course, thanks to Cactus, who will also offer a discounted voucher for their training programs to all the people who have attended this webinar on Zoom. So guys who are still with us, we will get back to you regarding that. Thank you to Cactus also for offering that to all the attendees. Now I think we have reached the end of this amazing webinar. I think it has, for me, been the best webinar in this year, and we did a lot of webinars, and I think all of you have been a lot of webinars. I think this has been really the coolest, the most fun. And I hope that as Arnab said, next year we will have it back on stage. That's really what we hope, because the Science Slam and the stage go together. But I think this was an exceptional, great year as well for this competition. And yeah, many thanks, of course, to all the jury members, for taking your time, for your contribution, your support. Of course, to all our partners, the EU delegation, Nuffic, NESO, India Bioscience, the Czech Embassy, of course, and Cactus Communications for, you know, being our partners and helping to reach out to young scientists and promoting this fantastic event. And of course, a very, very thanks again to Your Excellency Ambassador. I think was really great. You know, you really lightened up this event also, and like hope to have you back again maybe next year as well at the Science Slam 2021. And of course, this slam would not happen, this entire thing, without these three main people: Arnab, Priyanka, and Somalia, my colleague, who has been now today at the back end office working that everything runs smooth. So big applause, of course, to Priyanka, Arnab, and Somalia for organizing the event. And yeah, this is the last webinar for this year for Euraxess. I'm also happy to take a webinar break, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in case we shouldn't see each other this year. And stay safe. And thanks again to all of you for joining in, the jury, the ambassador, the finalists, the Fab Four. Really enjoyed this journey with you. Thank you so much. And Arnab, you have some concluding words from your side as well?
Well, I think you've said it all. Congratulations, all of you. And, you know, I'm going to share one picture if I'm allowed to.
Sure.
Beware. This is what happened to the last year's winner. Okay. Winners, get ready to sign a lot of autographs.
Nice.
You'll have kids in the street coming to ask you for autographs. Do you remember this picture, Shayoni?
Yes.
Yes. So you are the representatives for science. You've made it. You've shown us that science is fun, science is engaging, right? And I'm sure that you're going to be global ambassadors for this, all of you. Keep it up and come back. This is a lovely community that you're now a part of. Have fun.
Thank you, Arnab. Great last picture. Okay, Samia, Rohan, we didn't hear you saying anything. Give us some emotions. Give us like a fist or something.
First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Anvesha Acharji and Sandeep Murmu. Both of them are in attendance, I think. I used to get up at 6:37 in the morning to get that sunlight, as Priyanka had advised us in the video. And these two guys who both generally get up at 12:30 in the afternoon, they used to get up at 6:30 with me. So big shout out to them. It's still setting in, so you know my emotions are still like bottled up, because I it will set in. It probably like by 8:30 I'll start realizing, okay, this happened. So yeah. I'm really happy about it.
Great. Thank you. And Samia?
Yeah, I'm also really happy. Can't tell you. And also I would thank my lab mates and also my friends, because I would show them the video. Like, do you people understand it? They'll be like, no, we don't understand this. You remove this. This should change. So they've helped me a lot, and also with the pictures and the videos. So I've taken that from my lab mates, and some of them were mine. So yeah. And also I've learned a lot from Arnab and Priyanka. They gave great feedbacks, and also other participants, like their videos. We've learned a little bit from all of the videos.
Great, Samia. Thank you so much. Lamia, Urvesh, really, once again, applause to you as well. Great slam. And, you know, all four are winners today. And we'll stay in touch. You're part of the Euraxess community, part of the Europe community. Right, Tanya? We'll keep the connection with you guys, and, you know, you'll hear soon from us.
Oh, yes, absolutely. 4 more EU ambassadors on science and research.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Okay. Namaste. Good evening. Okay, ciao. Bye-bye.
Namaskar. Stay safe. Take care. Bye.
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 Bye-bye, Milan. Thank you very much.
Bye, Tanya. As always, great pleasure. Stay safe. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.